Hi everyone, welcome back. My name is Natasha and today we are going to be focusing on the glutes. This sequence is specifically created to activate those muscles surrounding the glutes and our glutes while strengthening the rest of our bodies. A quick short flow, but we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to get started today in an easy bridge pose. So modified bridge pose, we come all the way down onto our shoulders. As they press into the earth, we bring the feet up and we can bring the fingertips to slightly graze the tips of our heels for proper alignment. The toes are pointing towards the top of your mat, pressing both feet into the earth and allowing the shoulders to melt away from the ears. Before we get started today, let's just take a moment to ground down into our intention. Maybe this sequence is for you for a quick morning workout. Maybe this sequence is for you just to move through that stagnant energy you have through the body. Whatever your intention is for your practice, can you start to dial in? Whatever that fire, that fuels you through your movements, can you bring your awareness to that thought? Maybe it's a person or place that inspires you. Maybe it's a memory that makes you smile inside. Whatever it is, can you ground down now, starting to deepen the inhales and the exhales, option to move through your Ujjayi breath. Your Ujjayi pranayama is your victorious breath, building that slight constriction in the back of your throat as if you're fogging up a glass or a mirror. If your mind has wandered from that intention, no worries, it's natural. Start to blink the eyes open here. Grounding down into all four corners of the feet and the palms. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the lungs. Can you press into the feet, rise up for that bridge pose. Send the knees towards the top of your mat. Press into the palms, press into the feet. Now I want you to feel the difference here between engaging the glutes and then relaxing the glutes. So usually in this bridge pose, we like to relax the glutes to give our lumbar spine a little bit of a break. But today I want you to squeeze those glutes as if there's a penny in between them. We're holding here for 5, 4, 3, don't forget to breathe, yogis, 2, 1, squeeze it in, exhale, release. Start to move those knees from side to side. Starting to wake up the body here. This is my first practice of today, so I'm with you, yogis, if you're starting to warm up. Coming back to that bridge pose, fingertips slightly graze the tips of the heels just to check in. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the lungs. Exhale, press into the feet, send the knees towards the top of your mat. Can you send the chest a little bit higher? Now first relaxing in the glutes. And then on the next inhale, can you squeeze that penny in between the glutes, really activating them here. Press down into the feet, press down into the palms. We're holding here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. You got this, yogi. Squeeze even tighter. Don't let that penny fall. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the glutes, windshield wiper those knees from side to side. One more breath here. Ground down into those glutes, into the heels, into the feet, Press down into the palms. Inhale, rise the chest, lift the glutes. Press into those feet, press into those palms. Squeeze that penny in between the glutes for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, release. Start to grab underneath the thighs and rock and roll up and down the spine. So we're finding some momentum here, giving our back a nice massage, taking up as much surface area as you can, all the way from the bottom of your neck towards the bottom of that tailbone. 2 more rock and rolls. Give yourself a smile, have some fun here. And then when you're ready, we're crossing at the ankles and moving into a neutral tabletop on our mats. So in this neutral tabletop here, our wrists are directly underneath our shoulder blades. Knees are about hips width distance apart underneath the hips. Let's run through one cat-cow just to reset the spine. Inhale, drop the belly low, send the gaze nice and high. Exhale, press into those palms, round the spine, send the gaze in towards the navel. And then we come back to neutral. Starting to slowly bring the knees in towards one another. Together to touch, squeeze the core in. Start to lift this right heel high towards the sky. Option to dorsiflex the fin or point the toe. I like to point the toe here for a little bit of extra finesse. We're going to run through some rainbow kicks. So the reason why we call this rainbow kicks is because we take our toes, come all the way on towards this right side. Without feeling that back fall through, can you move that all the way to the side? Inhale, rise up to the other side. Exhale, switch. Inhale, rise. Exhale, switch. Inhale, rise. Try to press into those palms not to fall through that low back. And then we switch again. One more time, come on this side, feel that squeeze. Exhale, release through center, bring the knees in towards the nose, find that little crunch for a little bit of extra, and then release down. Taking a look at our alignment, palms come directly underneath the shoulders, press into those palms, feel the core activate as well as the shoulders. Start to lift the left heel nice and high towards the sky, option to point the toes, just square off those hips here. Start to move over towards, watch your plant babies, the left side. Squeeze that core, squeeze the glutes, come all the way up through the opposite side. So your mobility may vary through this pose. My boyfriend's gonna kill me when he sees how many times I've kicked this plant. But let me just move up a little bit here. So we have 5 on each side. I think we have 3 more. Take your time to press into those palms, find that alignment. Last one. Coming all the way through center. Can you squeeze, crunch that knee in towards the nose just for a moment, release the knees. One cat-cow to reset, drop the belly low, open up the chest, send the gaze high. Exhale, round the spine, send the gaze towards the navel. Coming back to neutral. Pressing into those palms, tucking the toes, and rising for a lifted tabletop. Your knees are about 2.5 inches off the earth. This is a really strong pose here, so press into those palms. You have the option to drop down to the knees if you'd like. If you'd like to challenge yourself to feel your strength, take one more breath with me here. Through the exhale, finding that inverted V shape, Ardha Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. With this inverted V shape, our feet are about hips width distance apart. Our palms are a little bit wider than shoulder width distance. Press into the base knuckle of the index finger and the thumb. Send the gaze towards the toes. Allow your neck to elongate. Take one big inhale here. Exhale, send the gaze in between the palms. We walk, step, jump, hop, or float. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Create a nice flat back here. Plug those shoulders into the back wall and slightly take a micro bend to those knees. As if you're trying to rip your mat in two, ground down into those feet. You're in a number 7 with your spine here. Start to remove the palms, bring them behind the neck. Feel that core and those glutes turn on. So take a look at the top of your mat, and as if you're trying to really rip that mat in two, you should feel those outer glutes start to scream. I'm with you, yogis. Take one more breath here. Exhale, release the chest all the way down, melt towards the earth. Root to rise, ground down from the feet, rise up, expanding through the collarbones and the fingertips, maybe a slight gaze towards the thumbs. Swan dive, leading with the chest, hinging at the hips, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana, create a nice flat back. Exhale, plant the palms high to low plank. Our first sun A, just to get that heart rate going, tuck those elbows in towards the ribs. Send the shoulders past the wrists, lower down. Upward facing dog, pull the chest through, squeeze those thighs together here. Press the palms into your mat, take one big inhale here. Exhale, release, squeeze those thighs, press into those palms, take one more breath. Exhale, downward facing dog. Starting to send the gaze in between the palms. Can you slowly walk towards the top of your mat? But we're gonna have some fun here. Can you kick the booty through each step? I kind of feel like this is a little catwalk, so ground down into your feminine side here. We're coming all the way into that forward fold, bringing the feet about hips width distance apart. Option to send the big toes slightly in towards one another for a slight internal rotation. And then inhale, bending into the knees, rising up. We're finding Utkatasana chair pose. So Utkatasana chair pose, imagine yourself sitting in that imaginary chair. Take a look at your alignment here. If your knees surpass your toes, can you send that ass back? Can you find the natural curvature of your lumbar spine? Gaze is in between the palms. Allow the shoulders to melt down. Press into those feet just like you're trying to rip your mat in two. Feel those outer glutes turn on. Take 2 breaths here. I'm with you, yogis. We're taking this core to a next new level, taking this booty work to a next new level. Take one more breath. Exhale, sink a little bit deeper. Here's your opportunity to ground down to that intention. That fire that keeps you going. Take one more breath. Exhale, release, forward fold. Grab opposite elbows, ragdoll pose. In this ragdoll pose, allow yourself to melt. Micro bend in both knees. Invite the chest to kiss the thighs. Take one more inhale here. Exhale, release the palms down towards the mat. Halfway lift, take that Ardha Uttanasana, plug those shoulders into the back wall, slightly tuck the chin in. Bending micro into both knees for one inhale. Exhale, palms come behind the neck. You've been here before. Press into those feet. Feel those glutes turn on. We're here for one breath. Exhale, release down. Let the chest melt down the heart. Root to rise, rise all the way up. Expand through the collarbone. Send the gaze towards the fingertips. Palms come down into heart center. We're moving into a warrior 3 pose here. So we're going to start with the right side. Right foot is nice and grounded onto the earth. We start to tip our weight forward. Micro bend in this right knee. Keep an up dog quality through the chest. Allow the left toes to come towards the earth. We're squaring off those hips here for this warrior 3. From this warrior 3, you have the option to keep the palms into heart center. Or if you're with me, you can bring the palms down to slightly frame the top of your mat and come onto those fingertips. So we're gonna run through 3 Shiva Squats here. Left knee comes down towards the right ankle. Open up the chest for 1. Take your time, send that heel all the way back. Knee to ankle, find your breath. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, release. Ooh. One more time, ground down. Inhale, rise up, plant the palms down towards the mat, standing split, left heel's nice and high. Exhale, release the left heel to meet the right, slow and controlled, rise all the way up. Your neck and head are the last things to come up. Inhale, open up, expand through the palms, send the gaze towards the thumbs. Exhale, take a tiny back bend just to reset. Inhale, rise. Exhale, palms down, come into heart center. Palms come down into heart center. And we're gonna try warrior 3 on the opposite side. So ground down into the left foot this time. Start to teeter the weight forward. Take a micro bend in this left knee. We're keeping an up dog quality in our chest for this warrior 3. Option to open up the palms to airplane, or option to drop those palms down onto those fingertips if you need a little bit more of a strong foundation. 3 Shiva Squats here. Right knee comes behind the left ankle. Open up the chest. Take 1 big inhale. Exhale, release. Find that breath. Yoga is all about connection, mind, body, and breath. Knee to behind the ankle. Open up, inhale. Exhale, release. Last one, knee to ankle. Open up the chest. Exhale, release to warrior 3. For 1 inhale, take a big belly breath. Exhale, release the palms down. Send the heels nice and high, standing split for just a moment. Release that foot back down. Grab opposite elbows, ragdoll pose. Slow and controlled, we start to come down onto the mat. We bring the palms down towards the earth. And give those glutes a little bit of a break. Whew. A nice quick glute workout here. Bring the palms onto the shins, and we're gonna run through 1 cat-cow here. Give yourself a squeeze, that's most important. And then inhale, lift the chest, lift the chin, send the gaze nice and high. Exhale, hollow out the belly, send the gaze towards the navel. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the chin. Exhale, release. Our last little bit of work before we give ourselves that 1 minute to slow down. Slow and controlled, we come all the way down onto the mat, activating that core, taking your time, releasing the shoulders down onto the earth, and give yourself a squeeze here. That was my back hitting the mat. I promise I didn't fart. But even if I did, it's natural, no worries. Giving yourself a nice low back massage, first moving clockwise, and then switching the direction to counterclockwise. Releasing those feet down towards the earth, and then finding your final resting pose. So if you'd like to take up as much space as you need, this is that moment that you've carved out for yourself. So can you just be here for a full body scan with me? Starting from the crown of the head, releasing the space between the brows, softening the lips, finding stillness through the collarbone and the shoulders. Can you soften through the chest? Can you release the ribs, the belly, and the hips? Can you soften through those thighs, through the knees? Can you unbuckle the calves? Can you release the toes? Starting to bring awareness back to the body, we wiggle our fingers. Inviting life back into our toes, we give those a little wiggle. Bringing both knees in towards the chest, giving yourself a squeeze, thanking yourself for showing up on your mat today for a little bit of self-love and self-care. And then choosing either the right side or the left side to fall onto a fetal position using your bicep as a pillow. This pose represents rebirth, knowing that every single time we step off our mats and into the world is an opportunity for us to begin again, for us to ground down, for us to kick some butt, no pun intended. Plant the palms into your mat, rise up to a seated position facing any which way you desire. Palms come to gather all this beautiful energy we've created as a community down to heart center for gratitude. The perfectly imperfect student in me bows, honors, and respects the teachers in all of you. Thank you for allowing me to guide you through this little morning booty or afternoon booty workout / yoga practice. Namaste. Thank you, yogis, so much for joining me. Every Friday we have a new video. If you'd like this flow, hit subscribe. I'll see you guys next week.